Okay, here we go. So we're starting in chapter 3, inequalities and their graphs. Inequalities, you work them basically like you work an equation. Okay? So, the solution of an inequality is any number that makes an inequality true. Technically, there are an infinite number of answers to an inequality. It's not just one. It's not x equals 5 or y equals 2 or c equals -3. When you have an inequality, you technically have an infinite number. All the numbers larger or smaller than that number. Excuse me. So, if something is less than, okay, that's what you use, that's the less than symbol, rather than writing out the words less than, which they used to do. Okay. Nope, doesn't have one there. So if, for example, I have x is less than 2, okay, to graph this, and this is the important part, I want every number less than 2, but not 2. I want to get as close to 2 as I can. What that means is I put an open circle on 2. And then I have an arrow going down from there. What that means is I have everything right up to 2, but I don't have 2 itself. 1.999999 is included in my answer. Students often look at this and say, ooh, everything less than 2, they go from 1 down, but that leaves all the stuff between 1 and 2 that is less than 2 out of the answer. You circle the number, and I want everything less than that. And you put an open circle on it because 2 is not part of my answer. Greater than. Same idea. I have a greater than symbol. Okay. Let's say y is greater than -1. It can't be -1. It has to be larger than -1. But it can be right up to -1, so I put an open circle on -1, and everything larger than that. What that means is I can have everything right up to -1, but not -1 itself. That's what the circle means. I mean, it gets close as you can possibly imagine, and even closer. Okay? Less than or equal to. Slightly different. Slightly different symbol. Not just everything less than, but or equal to. The little extra line on the number bottom means it can be that number. So I have r is less than or equal to 1. Less than or equal to. Or equal to means it can be 1, which means I have a dot on 1. Notice the difference between or equal to and not or equal to. I have this one with an open dot because it can't be that number. This one, it can be that number. And everything less than that. So when you're graphing, it's very important to watch whether or not it's an open or closed circle. And then we have greater than or equal to, greater than or equal to. Same idea. Or equal to means it can be that number. So let's say I have w is greater than or equal to 0. Can w be 0? Yeah, because it's or equal to, it can be 0. And it can be everything bigger than 0. Okay? Questions so far? The important thing to remember is whether it's an open circle or a closed circle. It's an open or closed. Now, for me, and what I tell students is, okay, I've got a little extra line down here. I got a little extra ink inside my dot. Okay, if you can have a little extra line here, the dot's filled in. Okay. Okay, sample problem number 1, writing inequalities. Which one represents the verbal expression? So writing, taking the sentence, writing it as a mathematical inequality. All real numbers x less than or equal to 7. So my variable is x, and x is less than or equal to -7. Just taking the words, rewriting it in math symbols. Okay. Second one, all real numbers m less than 100. So my variable is m. The number I'm comparing it to is 100. And m is everything smaller than that. So m is less than 100. Not or equal to, it's just less than. So the last one's a little tricky because I got two parts to it. I have this part, which we did do before, 6 less than a number k. So I start with k and I take 6 away from that, so that's k minus 6. Is less than 13. A number 6 less than the number k, that's k minus 6. I start with k and I take 6 away from it. That is less than 13. Questions? Okay. Is the number below a solution of 2x plus 1 is greater than -3? Here's what this one's asking you. Okay. I plug in those numbers and see if I have a true statement or not. That's the idea. So I take -3 and I put it in here for x. 2 times -3 plus 1 greater than -3. So 2 times -3 is -6. So I have -6 plus 1 greater than -3. -6 plus 1, -5 greater than -3. Is that true or not? Nope. That's a no-go. That one's no bueno. Yes, question? Or are you just stretching? No, do you have a question? It's just writing the inequalities. That's what they're going to look like. Try the second one. Do the same thing with 5. Take 5, put it in for x. 2 times 5 plus 1 is less than -3. 2 times 5 is 10. 10 plus 1 greater than -3. 11 greater than -3. Is this one true or not?
Yeah.
True. This one works. This one is a solution. Try the last one. Try the last one. See what you get. Okay, last but not least, let's try -1. Put -1 for x. 2 times -1 plus 1 greater than -3. Okay. So 2 times -1, -2 plus 1 greater than -3. -2 plus 1 is -1 greater than -3. Is -1 larger than -3? Yes, it is. So this one works. Okay, and that's what they're asking you to do. Try it, see if it works. Okay. In problem 2, how is this solution related to the equation? Related to the solutions? Well, what you're going to do is you're going to solve this equation or solve. What we're going to be doing is solving an inequality like this, the same way you solve this equation, and that will give you your final, ooh, x is larger or smaller than whatever. Okay, and that's how they're related. Whatever I get from here, all my answers are going to be larger or smaller than whatever that x number is that I get that solves that. That's where my dot would go, is where my answer for this is. That's where my circle goes. Okay. Okay. I kind of showed you how to do them. Go ahead and graph them. Put your dots, open or close, draw your arrows. Okay, that should not have taken that long. So whenever I'm graphing this, because you're going to have to graph answers, and you're going to have to do this several times, here's what I do. What's my important number? My important number is -3. So I have to put a dot or a circle on -3. But that's the first thing I do is what's my important number? It's -3. So I have a circle here because it's not or equal to. And then I have to decide, are all my values smaller or larger? Do I want x to be smaller than -3 or larger than -3? In this case, x is less than -3, so I want everything going this way. Okay. Second one, same idea. What's my important number? My important number is 2. And I have a closed circle because it's or equal. Now, this one's tricky. Is x larger or smaller than -2? So x smaller or larger or smaller than 2? It's smaller. 2 is greater than x. So 2 is bigger. So x is smaller. I want everything smaller. So it's everything smaller. 2 is bigger than x. That means x has to be smaller than 2. Okay. Don't go by the direction the arrow is pointing. It would work on the first one, but not for the second one. Okay, so writing an inequality from a graph, pretty easy. Pick a variable on these ones here because you don't have to do anything special. I would pick x. What's my important number? -1. Is x bigger or smaller than -1? Bigger than -1. Can it be -1? Yeah, so x is greater than or equal to -1. You have a variable, find the important number, and compare. Larger, smaller, can it be that? Okay. Give the next two a try. Okay, so let's do these. So the next one, just going to make it easy and pick x for my variable. What's my important number? Guys, what's my important number on this? 4. Can it be 4? No. Is it everything smaller or larger? Smaller, so x is less than 4. On this one, what's my important number? -2. And I have x. Can it be -2? No. Is it larger or smaller? Larger. X is greater than -2. Okay, and then the last two are just kind of, fun real-world things. So be sure to define a variable. So on the first one, trail rides, we're talking about the cost. So I would use C. What number am I comparing it to? 1999. Okay. Is it going to be larger or smaller than that? What does it say? It says starting at 1999. So that means it's going to be bigger. Could it be 1999?
Could be much larger.
Could be 1999 or larger because it says starting there. That's the minimum price you're going to have to pay. Depending upon what amenities you want along the way, it'll cost you more. Okay. So, well, it depends on where you're at. Not every place charges tax. Okay. So, 8 miles an hour. So let's go V for velocity. Because I don't like using S for speed because S looks like a pi. What number am I comparing it to? 8. Do I want to go 8 is my what? It's my maximum speed limit. So I cannot go faster than 8. I have to go less than 8. Can I go 8? Yeah, you can drive the speed limit. You're okay driving the speed limit. Okay. And do people drive more than the speed limit? Yes, I often do it myself.